Well, you certainly, yeah. I mean, lots of playwrights, if they're really good playwrights, they're listening to how people speak and what people say, and sometimes probably putting down what they hear.
So there's a sense where found texts are poets pretending to be a bit like playwrights.
Ooh. Well,
would you buy that?
I don't know. I mean, it's not my speciality, though. I have kind of worked with found text and done found text, but
so what other abstract writings would you like to bring up today?
Well, I mean, caligrams are the really interesting one, and that's a programme on Radio 4, a rival station, quite recently about Apollinaire and Guillaume Apollinaire and his caligrams.
What is a caligram?
Well, it's wonderful.
Early in the morning.
It's one of those kind of, it's like concrete poetry, and so it's, well, it can be a number of things, but basically you can reduce it to there's something, you're writing about something that looks like something, so you're writing the poem in the shape of the thing which it looks like. So so at a really stupid level, you could write a poem in the shape of a Christmas stocking just by
I've seen that poem,
sawing off the lines, breaking them at various points, but that's quite.
And can you ever go the other way around then? If you're a painter, can you paint a poem then? Because there you are, but if you're a poem, you can paint a...
Well, yes, I mean, I think so, because obviously, I mean, you've got the Magritte, all the Magritte sort of "This is not a pipe," where the very famous images of the pipe just sitting there and this is not a pipe. Well, if that's not a pipe, what is it? Is it a representation of a pipe? I mean, it opens up all sorts of philosophical sort of distinctions and digressions and a whole can of
I
stuff.
can see you've got a book open there.
I have,
the
and
book
this is Michel Foucault's "This is not a pipe," which is the most incredible work of, in a sense, it is a work of philosophy, but in another sense, a work of art criticism, and he loved the work of René Magritte.
And he's writing about the very famous set of pictures.
Yes,
This is not a pipe.
Yes,
you all know the ones. It's the picture of a pipe with written underneath it, "This is not a pipe."
Yes, and he talks about the caligram here, and this is fantastic. I've got this. There's a wonderful quote. I mean, he actually talks about sorcery and all sorts of things. Yes. Before the large floating pipe has appeared, we must assume, I believe, that a caligram has formed, then unravelled. So here we have the evidence of failure and its ironic remains. I mean, he's got a wonderful writing style as well, it has to be said. So this is the caligram. This is, sort of like part of that. There's visual and there's text going on, and there's the shifting movement between them.
Actually, he's saying something slightly different there, though, isn't he? He says you're just downstream of the caligram.
Yes, I guess so.
So that there was this mythical point, the point of the concept where the word pipe and the image pipe meet together.
And indeed the thought pipe.
And the thought pipe. And what's actually being painted in Magritte, what makes it abstract, is you're just downstream of that.
Yes.
So you're just downstream of whatever little loop it is in your brain that allows you to look at something and go, oh, that's a pipe.
And then, yes, and then he's got this, in its millennial tradition, because, sort of, you could call kind of early cave paintings in some sense. This is some of them anyway, some sort of calligram when the hand is put placed against the wall.
Okay, yes.
The calligram
there's abstract designs that would sometimes be thought as calligramic.
Has a triple role: to augment the alphabet, to repeat something without the aid of rhetoric, to trap things in a double cipher. First, it brings the text and the shape as close together as possible. It is composed of lines delimiting the form of an object while also arranging the sequence of letters, and it lodges the statements in the space of a shape and makes the text say what the drawing represents. I mean, and that's a brilliant definition.
Because what's so brilliant about that is, with being Michel Foucault, he doesn't ever say that they're the same thing.
No.
So he doesn't say that the written is the same as the seen,
yes,
the visual, but he says that they're getting as close as you can conceivably get them.
Yes, that's it. And that, I mean, as a poet, as someone that writes poetry, that's one of the really key things, and loves visual art. That's one of the really key things for me, is what this book explores, which is this incredible, dynamic, and staggeringly elusive, it has to be said, relationship between the visual world and the visual object, the text or the word attached to it, and the thought of it, and indeed in some cases the action as well. I mean, if you bring theatre into this, it gets even more incredibly elusive.
So what you're doing is you're using words to explore the space in which one thinks? The creativity of thing?
Yes, almost how you perceive. I mean, why does that word go with that thing? Why does it seem right that it goes with that thing?
The way then that thought is kind of resonating between a sequence of actions which you see and do and a sequence of thoughts that goes with those actions and ways you might afterwards describe it?
Yes, it's almost like philosophical. Is it called synesthesia when you have an idea of a colour and a letter? So if you say the letter E, you think of the colour yellow.
And certainly that goes back to James Turner and his poetry. And those of you who've seen him in the local gigs, he reads a lot locally. He's very, very good at that. He's very good at taking found texts but also flicks and moments of memory and blending them backwards and forwards to actually create a poem.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
At which point I think it's probably time for some more music. This, I hope, is Bauhaus.
Nostalgia in the back. Someone shot our innocence and all our colours have run. A broken arrow in a bloody pool, a wound in the face of midnight proposals. Someone shot nostalgia in the back. Someone shot our innocence in the shadow of his smile. In the shadow of his smile. In the shadow of his smile.